Hi, this video is going to be a little bit long because I'm going to be kind of just rambling and talking about um, a dilemma that I had, or I still kind of have, and just thoughts, anxiety, and challenges that I'm constantly thinking if I go to Mexico with my parents. My parents are from Michoacan, and I, my dad, he really wants to go to Mexico to see his family, obviously, but he can't really afford to go to Mexico that often. So he's been saying for quite a years that he wants to go see his dad because I guess his dad is like more like he's getting like older, and he doesn't want him to die. And obviously, obviously, I guess it's like pretty much everyone's fear when they're away from their family for so long because my mom's parents are dead already, and uh, so yeah, and I want to go to Mexico too because I want to spend more time with my grandparents too, my dad's parents, and I've been to Mexico, so I know over there, and I kind of missed it too. And last time that I went to Mexico with my dad, it was in 2011. Usually, when I was younger, my dad would go to Mexico a little bit more often, and he would always take me. Like I was his go girl, his go daughter. I don't know. He would take me. When I was younger, obviously I could walk, and there was really no issue with me. But in 2011, I still walked. I didn't use a scooter, but um, I didn't really realize how worse of I had got. I've gotten. My grammar sucks. Um, but yeah, until when I was over there and I was like struggling really bad. I don't know if it had to do too with that I was jet lag and I was sore because I had walked a lot in the stops we did in airports, and Mexico's floor is very like uneven. It's not like here, United States, which I'm fucking grateful that I was born here because as a disabled person, you want to be in a country where it's very accessible to you, where everything is accessible if you're using a scooter. Um, in Mexico, unfortunately, it's not like that. It's more poor, I guess. I don't know if that would be the correct word to say, but yeah, so it's Mexico is not very accessible, and it was really hard for me to be over there with having balance issues, since floors are uneven. Sometimes there's cracks, little rocks, um, you know, you name it. um, Anything that it's like probably people who don't have issues with walking they wouldn't even notice, but for people like if you have issues that it's something you totally notice and it's fucking challenges. So when I was over there in 2011, I got really depressed because I kind of noticed how bad I was, and I think I was a little bit in denial before I went over there, and two probably that I don't I still don't really go out that much, but back then I like literally didn't go out, so I just kind of walked inside my house and I thought I was okay. But over there was another deal. So I got like really depressed and I really wanted to come back. But I eventually just stayed the whole week over there. So now, um, as now that I use a scooter, I have other issues. I have other anxieties now than what I had before. Obviously I don't have to worry anymore about walking, but now it's more. I've been to Mexico. I know Mexico, and it's not accessible, and that has me thinking because um, when we went last time, we um, we flew to Guadalajara's airport, and there were some stairs. Like you get off the plane and you have to walk to the airport, which is like weird. it's okay. You do this. Okay, okay. It's probably the same here. Well, it's not the same here because you walk through like these little tunnels. Over there, you actually go like in the outside. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to explain, but there's some stairs to get to the building of the airport. And I saw some people that work at the airport carrying this lady in her wheelchair up the stairs, and I was like, don't they have ramps or anything like that? And I'm like, oh my god. um, I was just like, damn. Good thing I can still go a little bit up the stairs, but I need help, you know. But obviously my dad was there, so um, yeah. And houses in Mexico too. They usually always have a big stair in the front house, in the front door. Um, I think I asked this one time my dad why do they do that? Because there's some people that have like a really big ass there. And I think he said it was because if it rains, so it doesn't like their houses don't get flooded, something like that. Um, um, so yeah, and usually they do probably have ramps to go to their houses, but only if they have cars, so they could get their car inside. That's probably irrelevant. Um, but yeah, I'm having like issues. Like I'm like, should I take my scooter? Should I not? Because um, my dad talks about going to Mexico a lot because he really wants to go. He's like, I'm going because I'm going, you know, next year. So he's like, we have to go there. We have to go over there. We have to go eat over there. We're gonna go see over there. And I'm just like not saying anything because like, fuck, I wish I could. Like, if I could walk, I would be like, fuck yeah, let's go everywhere. Um, but me being a scooter, it just makes me think, like, there's not ramps over there. If I can't get on something or get up a get on a curb, what do I do? You know, I'm just kind of like thinking that type of stuff because I feel like my parents don't really think about that type of stuff. Not even because of me. They just don't. I'm always the one who's like thinking ahead. Um, but yeah, so my dad mentioned he was like, I feel like you don't even want to go. I feel like you're not even excited to go, something like that. And I'm just like, oh my, like I'm like, I just said it's not that like for me, yes, I am fucking, I want to go to Mexico. I'm like, fuck yeah, but I'm just thinking, what am I gonna do? You know, how am I gonna be over there? And he just didn't say anything, and he just changed the subject because my parents are kind of like that. We don't really talk about my disability at all. So I'm the one who kind of has to figure everything out. Um, so I don't like. I really want to go to Mexico, but just those things like that. And like I've been thinking like maybe I should get a wheelchair. That way, if there's a curb, I'll always I will always be with somebody, and they can just easily like it's easier to get a wheelchair up a curb and instead of my scooter. So I don't know, but then again, that's not really my kind of my main concern or my main anxiety. Um, I'm having like other things thinking about. Okay, I'm gonna say this first. I know I shouldn't worry about this. That this is probably the least thing I should worry about, but it's hard not to worry about it because I don't know. I worry a lot how people are gonna see me because at least in that I lived in my dad's town for those 3 years and a half that I was over there, and you don't see people in wheelchairs. You don't see disabled people over there. Um, from when I was over there, I only knew two people who were disabled. This little girl, well, probably she wasn't really disabled. She was just really short, and it seemed like she had problems walking. And I knew this other kid. He was in a wheelchair, but he never went out of his house. He never went. I don't think he ever went to school. He would just stay in his house. And I think people in Mexico who have disabilities, I think they just stay in their houses. They don't even go out. They don't even anything. So there's only people that I remember, like from the 3 years and a half that I was over there. And I never saw anyone like in a wheelchair out and about. So, and people in Mexico, they stare a lot. Like, that's a little town. People already know you're not from there, so people are still gonna stare at you because you're not from that town. But I had issues walking before, so people stare at me because I guess I walk differently. And I say I guess because I never felt like I walked differently, just because people pointed it out, or because people asked me questions, or because of the way people looked at me. That's how I knew that I probably walked differently, but I didn't feel like I did. Well, anyways, so people stare a lot. So I can't imagine how are they gonna stare at me if they see me in my scooter. Like, okay, I'm gonna look at you guys how they look at people. Like scared, like that. So I can already imagine how probably they're gonna stare at me. And then that, and then my family members, people who I went to school with, who knew me walking. How would they see me now in a scooter? Like, I can already imagine how are they gonna look at me, like with pity, like with sad faces. Like, I can already see that, and I don't like that. Like, but that anxiety has kind of went away a little bit because I don't think no one over there, my family members, know that I use a scooter now. Because, like I said, my parents don't talk about my disability like at all. So, yeah. But I recently added one of my cousins that live over there on my Facebook, and I had on my Facebook profile picture, I had a picture where I was in my scooter. So I guess he obviously had to seen it, right? So I feel like maybe if he saw it, then he probably told his parents and my grandparents, or I don't know. So that kind of is like, okay, maybe they already know, and they won't really like look at me with surprise, surprise faces. That's kind of like the one that's like most haunting my mind. And I know I shouldn't, and I know that's like, I shouldn't care about that, but it's just hard not to. So I don't know. Like, I really do want to go. But then again, it's like, Mexico is not accessible. It's not very accessible. I'm gonna be needing lots of help. There's gonna be lots of challenges, and maybe I wouldn't be really much worried about that either if, like, I know my parents do help me and stuff, but I can tell my dad is mostly like, he just lets my mom do everything, kind of like that, and my mom gets frustrated. And when we lived in Mexico, I had issues walking, and my mom would get really frustrated with me, and she would get really mad, and she would yell stuff at me. So it's kind of like being in that same place, and I just feel like they're gonna get frustrated at me, but I really want to go. I want to cry. It's just like, I know probably they wouldn't be like that, and my mom wouldn't be like that anymore, but I just don't like when people get mad because they have to help me. So I don't know what, like, I really want to go, and I'm kind of like, I'm more on the side of I am gonna go, And the fuck the people are gonna stare at me. Bitch, I'm fabulous, and you're gonna stare at me because I'm fucking fabulous. um, but I don't know. I still don't know. Like, I really want to go, but I just hate going through that little shit. You know, people getting frustrated, people getting mad because they need to help me, or me not being able to do stuff, the stuff that I want to do, and then plus that having people stare at me, like I am fucking, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just gonna be things that I'm gonna have to suck it up, because I'm not gonna let this disability like stop me from wanting to do things that I really want to do. And like, I don't want my grandparents to die and not see them, you know. So I don't know. I'll give you guys an update later on if we actually do go. If I actually do go, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna take the scooter? Am I gonna take the wheelchair? Because walking is not an option anymore. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. These are the dilemmas and challenges a scooter user has to go through, or a disabled person. Bye.